Working every night, every weekend, Sunday. I'd be recruiting people. I'd be having appointments coming out of my ears. I'd be getting all over. I wouldn't play golf. I wouldn't play tennis. I wouldn't do anything but recruit. Because you understand what you got a hold of. See, that's the kind of thought process you got to have if you understand what? You know what you got a hold of. You know, so many people look at us and they stick their noses up. Like a guy go to an art museum. He starts walking around there, walks out, says to the security guard, not much to look at in here, is there? Security guard said, sir, the art isn't on trial here, the visitors are. You're on trial here, we're not. The system works. And the system will deliver for everybody in this room. If it doesn't, it's because you didn't apply yourself. The only thing in your way is your way. If your way is working so good, why do you even have to join Primerica? Why aren't you recruiting us to what you're doing? Think about this, Randy. How many phone calls have you had in the last 30 years, someone trying to recruit you into something that there's not out there? I was talking to somebody the other day. We had about 1,000 people in the room. I said, stand up if in the last 10 years you've even been called by an insurance agent to buy life insurance. 2 people stood up. The industry is dead. They're a bunch of toothless tigers. No one's selling life insurance. And we got it all. All. 85% of all Americans have no personal life insurance. Few are those willing to do the unusual to experience the incredible. So very few people get this. Because it's unusual. It's different. It is. You don't want the same. You want something different in your life. But this is different. Yeah. That's why we're talking to you, because it is different. And see, what is our system? Our system is not recruiting people. See, never be afraid to lose people. They should be afraid to be losing you. When you sit down in front of somebody, make sure you're looking at people going, you know what? I'll give you a chance. I'll give you about 5 to 10 minutes of my time. If not, I'm going to be going. Because I tell people, I only need 5 or 10 minutes. They said, you only need 5 or 10 minutes? Yeah. Do you have a presentation? No. To decide whether or not I want to fool with them. It's amazing how many of our own people don't understand what we got hold of. It's amazing how many of our own people are not as dedicated. You know what the scary part is, Randy? It's their life, and they don't give a stink. They don't give a stink about their life and how their life is going to turn out. And they're not here tonight because they don't care about how their life is turning out. It's not about Primerica. They made their life decision. And they chose unwisely. But you see something that's acceptable in society, just to get along, That's why, you know, when you ever hear about a guy that goes to a hardware store, and he's looking at the drills and the drill bits, and the guy says, oh, I see you're interested in the drill and the drill bit. He said, no, not really. He keeps looking at the drills and the drill bits. And the guy says, I don't understand it. Why are you looking at the drills and the drill bits if you're not interested in the drill and the drill bit? What do you want? He said, I don't want a drill and a drill bit. I want a hole. Oh, you're funny, right? See, you understand? I don't want Primerica. I don't love being Primerica. I love the whole Primerica can get me financially. Make me no mistake about it. I'm here for money. That guy says, I'm not here for the money. I can tell. First ones to leave are people that came here not for the money, but they leave because they're not making any money. The whole purpose of this thing is to fund, F-U-N-D, your ideal life. That's what this whole purpose is. It's to make the money to live the life. I'm here for the cars and the clothes and the homes. You know, we went on a tour today, and they got this tour. You know the war. Then they put up in remember, and all the people. My dream. I came here for my mother. I came here for my father. I wanted to give them the dream, but those people are gone. Not one person put a dollar bill up there and said, I'm here for the money. It's all more emotional for my family, for my mama, my father left, I'm here for my... Those people quit so fast. I'm here for a boat. I'm here for a car. I've got a home. They people quit so fast. You know why? Because guess what funds the house and the car and the boat? The money. And I'll talk for a good hour tomorrow on being money motivated. If you're not money motivated, you'll be getting your husband and wife here tomorrow, by the way. No, number one reason people don't succeed, they're not money motivated. So what was my goal? I came into Primerica, I had a dream. You know what my dream is? I want to make $100,000 a year. To fund having $100,000 put away. To fund having a cash net worth of $1 million. Like Art Williams said, he didn't want any, I remember Randy, remember that yesterday, Art Williams said, I don't want anybody's thumb on me. See, unless you're financially independent, which means what, a couple million, someone's got their thumb on you, Harold, am I right? Because why? They own you. You sell your soul for that $35,000, $40,000 a year. I just came back from Washington, D.C., spent a week there, and I came back and just felt the money coming out of my pocket. And I would not be a government worker if life depended on it. They sold their souls for that paycheck and a benefit package. And they're trudging into this job they don't like. Now, they're doing a good job of it, right? The government always does a good job of everything it touches. Now, these people are great people. I don't want to be one of them. I can't imagine going to a cubicle every day. I went to high school, college, I had dreams and goals to work in a cubicle. No one ever said that in their life. You know, when I went to grade school and then high school, of course, the next thing I do is go to college. And I went to college, and I went to something called University of Illinois, Chicago. I'm from Chicago. And I flunked out in about 6 weeks. Nobody in history flunked out faster than me, and I didn't even know you could drop a class. I went to classes, and I just flunked. It wasn't I didn't go to classes. I had no motivation. I did not force myself to study. A lot of people say, well, just snap out of it. No such thing as snapping out of it. And so I went to work at a factory where my dad worked, literally, with metatarsal boots and a hard hat. I was making something called lightning arresters for $2.34 an hour. Every day thinking there's got to be a bit more to life than this. So after about 6 months of that, I quit and went back to go full time. And I'll never forget the last words I said to the guys there, I'm not coming back here. 3 months later, I was back. Because I flunked out again. And then one day my mother, we went downtown shopping. We went to a place called Carson, Perry & Scott, which was a big Marshall Field back then, and they used to have a big book section, and I went to buy a book on how to study. My problem was I don't know how to study. Like some of you are going to come up to you afterwards and say, Bill, how do you recruit 10 people in 1 month? I'm not going to tell you. When you make up your mind, you'll figure out a way to have 10 recruits in a month. I was listening to Dobson on radio on Focus on the Family. And they had this pastor there who had written a book, not a pastor, but a man who had written a book, and he went to counseling. And he was talking about how he's with a counselor, and his daughter was having some problems, and he kept kind of whining and complaining, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? The counselor finally stopped and stop right there. You're an adult. Figure it out. Do your job. So how do you recruit 10 people 1 month? You're an adult. You'll figure it out. When you make up your mind that you want the outcome, you'll figure out how to get it. Just ask any 10-year-old child. When they make up their mind to do something, they do it. They get it. They figure out a way to do it. This is not calculus. This is not rocket science. 100% of the people in this room can make $1 million a year, and it's not because of you. It's not because you're talented or because you're educated or because none of that counts here. The system is everything. There's a man named Ray Kroc, remember McDonald's? You ever saw the movie The Founder?
Yeah.
Someone asked him one time, what does it take to be a success? He said, none of the things you think. Because everyone thinks hard work and an education. Don't get me started on student loans. College professors are sticking it to people left and right, these kids. Sticking it to the kids for a paycheck. Sad. Student loans went up $84 billion last year. Up to $1.4 trillion now. $84 billion a year going up. Sticking these kids with student loans. Why? Get a good education. You know what he said? Good education, having a degree, having experience, none of that makes you successful. It's being at the right place, at the right time, with the right system. You apply your efforts to this system. Bobby's a benefactor of the system. Randy and I are benefactors, our families, of the system. Guess what you got a hold of now for $99? The system. And I'll share with you tomorrow morning the system that Citigroup paid Art Williams $1 billion to get. You paid $99 to get it. Citigroup had to pay $1 billion to get it. Did you know that? And what did they get for their money? People? No. Because 90% of the people that were there are no longer here. Brick and mortar, buildings? Nope, didn't get any of that. What did they get? I'm going to share with you tomorrow what that system is that they had to pay $1 billion to get from Art that he developed and we all copied. Now, big thing is this. Most of us have gone to grade school and high school and college, and we thought we were being educated. We were being indoctrinated to a way of thinking. And that thinking was what? Mediocrity. Make a living. Pay your bills. Just get by. Don't want too much out of life. And you heard me tell the story, some of you folks have been around for a while. It's like this flea. You take this jar and you put a flea in it. And every time the flea jumps, it jumps out of the jar. So what does the guy do? He puts a lid on it. And every time the flea jumps, it jumps high. And all of a sudden it keeps hitting his head. After a while it hurts. So what does the flea do? It doesn't jump as high. So it's got to jump because that's what a flea does. So you can take the lid off, you have a trained flea. In your mind right now, you're